Hello friends, so IPL league stage is over. So I thought let's discuss the best matches that we saw in the league stage of IPL. Also, we are going to discuss many interesting facts that happened this year in IPL. What were the reasons behind high scores, the new style of play of some of the franchisee, and why some franchises were successful while the other franchises were not that successful. So let's start the video. So I will go one by one in chronological order of the matches, like starting from the KKR versus SRH match that was played in Eden Garden in the starting of the tournament. If you remember, it was a high scoring encounter. Both teams scored over 200 runs. KKR scored 208 runs. SRH was almost out of that match, but Henrik Klassen batted wonderfully, hit some 5 sixes continuously, and made it possible. And when in last over they needed 11 runs and Harshit Rana was bowling, first ball went for 6, but after that Henrik Klassen got out. Suyash Sharma took a beautiful diving catch at short third man, and that match was changed many times. In the that match was the pace of the match was so good and it was so interesting to see, and that match determined that KKR and SRH are will be the teams to look out for this IPL, because they will be playing some fearless cricket and no target for them would be large enough. So that was one of the best match in the starting of the tournament, which set the tournament ablaze. And that after that match, let's come to the next match, which I thought was remembering worthwhile, was GT versus MI. So GT didn't have a very good season this year because Shami, Hardik Pandya, and many other important players were not available for them. But still, when the tournament started and they had the match with MI, who was being captained by their ex captain Hardik Pandya, it was a very tight encounter, and MI was almost cruising and were about to win the match when Ashish Nehra from the sidelines started guiding the fast bowlers which lengths to bowl, and they almost pulled an impossible win from the hands of MI. That match not only uh, was very important because that match determined the flow of MI in the tournament, and in the starting itself GT pushed them back, and like they after that, like people started having doubts on the decision of Hardik Pandya. And also a very interesting fact came out that although Hardik Pandya was a very successful captain in GT, it came out that he was not only the person responsible for the wins of GT. There was Ashish Nehra and Gary Kirsten behind the scenes who were very playing very important role from back behind the scenes. So that was I think a really important match from the point of view of MI's campaign, how it started and how in the starting itself it hit a roadblock, and we all know what happened after that. I will not go into the Rohit Hardik controversy in this video, but just to remember the great matches, it was one of the good matches. After that, coming to GT versus PBKS, which saw the rise of one of the players, Shashank Singh. He was the great thing about IPL is we come to like some players pop out in the IPL like Mayank Yadav, Shashank Singh, Ashutosh Sharma. So that match, GT versus PBKS was very tight, and PBKS almost lost it. But out of nowhere, Shashank Singh came, and nobody expected, and he scored a beautiful innings. He compiled a beautiful innings and took GT and down. And on the I think the last or second last ball, he chased down the target. Coming to the fourth match was SRH versus PBKS. So PBKS were involved in pretty much very tight matches. Again, in this match, what happened? SRH was the visiting team in Punjab, and SRH scored some 180 odd runs, and Punjab were almost out of it. They needed some 30 odd runs in last one over, I think, and somehow there were so many no balls from Jaydev Unadkat, and some catches were dropped. I don't know what was happening in that match, and Ashutosh Sharma hit 3 sixes, and they were almost through. And then finally they were able to save the match, Jaydev Unadkat. But it saw the rise of Ashutosh Sharma, one of the good finishers I would say that India has found out in this tournament. Coming to the fifth match, I think since 2 years back, since these teams came like Gujarat Titans and LSG, and GT made the final in first year, and it was against RR, and GT won that match. Since then, I think GT versus RR has replaced the El Clasico of Mumbai versus CSK. I will tell you why. So, if you see that final, GT won, and after that, next year, when Rajasthan Royals went to Gujarat, they needed 120 runs in 8 overs. Sanju Samson and the left-hander Shimron Hetmeyer were playing, and it was almost impossible. 120 runs in 8 overs. That means 48 balls chasing 120 runs, and they did it. And after that, you saw the emotions, like they wanted to take the revenge of the last year final defeat. And this year, the same thing happened when when GT visited RR Jaipur. They had a classic match, like it went to the wire, and it was a high scoring match. They scored some 220 odd runs, and GT chased on the last ball. And uh, Rashid Khan was involved. He hit the ball for four at the end. It was a great match. I think this is the new rivalry of IPL, RR versus GT. GT, although didn't have a great campaign, but against RR and MI, they had some great matches. So it was worth mentioning that match. Coming to the sixth match, KKR versus RR in Eden Gardens again. KKR scored 200 odd runs, and RR were out of it, like they were 112 for 6 or odd something. And Josh Butler alone single handedly scored a century. And in the last 2 or 3 overs, I remember they needed some 40 odd runs. And the other batsman was not there. They were 9 wickets down. So he took the strike for last 3 overs and scored those 48 or something runs. And that was just unbelievable hitting that we saw over there. And KKR was definitely the best team that day. Just one player got stuck and he took the match away from them. So that was one of the great innings of IPL, I would say. Coming to the seventh match, KKR versus RCB. So this match was very important from the point of view of the tournament, because RCB didn't win this match, but it somehow turned the campaign around for them, as they believed after this match that they can defeat any side. And after this match, till now, RCB hasn't lost any match. This was the last game they lost. In this match, in the last over, they needed some 20 runs. They were chasing a big target of 220 odd runs. And Karan Sharma hit star for 3 consecutive 6s. And at the end, he got out, but they lost by 1 run only. But this game was turned around for RCB. So this is a very important match from the point of view of this year's IPL's league stages. Coming to the eighth match, CSK versus LSG in Chennai. This match you all must be remembering. Stoinis came. Chennai scored some 200 odd runs. Stoinis alone scored some 124 not out. I think that was the highest individual score this year's IPL, and that was a great inning. Single-handedly, he took the match away from CSK, and this was a nice match. Then the ninth match, DC versus GT, again a very high scoring encounter. DC scored 224. GT almost chased it down. I think again Rashid Khan was involved, and they needed some 4 runs in last ball. He was not able to score. But DC, I remember in their first innings, Rishabh Pant scored 31 runs in the last over of Mohit Sharma, and Mohit Sharma's spell was the highest runs in a spell in IPL ever. 4 overs, some 72 runs. So that was a great match. Rishabh Pant took him down. That was really good to see, because Rishabh Pant, before that, it was like, is he back, or is he not back into the form that he was? But that day he answered all the questions, scored 31 runs, and put that discussion to end. And after that, he got selected in Indian team also. So that was a very important match from the point of view of Rishabh Pant's form. Then the 10th match I would like to mention is the KKR versus Punjab Kings again. So Punjab Kings were involved in a lot of tight games. They chased 262, which is the highest ever chase. So 287, 277, 267, 3 high scores were scored by Hyderabad. None of them were chased, but KKR scored 262. It got chased, and it got chased pretty easily, I would say. That was a great inning by Johnny Bairstow and Shashank Singh again. So that was a good game. So coming to next match is, okay, so the next match is the 11th match is the most, I would say, the important match of the IPL, not the best match, but most, I would say, the one ball. If any bowler can bowl one ball and he can change the fate of four teams by bowling one ball, that one ball was bowled by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. 2 runs to win, one ball left. The West Indies captain on strike, and he bowls a low full toss, and I think the batsman misses it and gets LBW, and that ball changed the fate of four teams. It changed the fate of RR. Since that match, that was 2nd May, they haven't won any match till now. They were on top of the table, they have reached third on the table and have to play the eliminator now. The second team they changed, the SRH. So SRH, after winning that match, has gone to the second point. So they, instead of playing eliminator, they will be playing qualifier. The third team, the fate change was RCB, because if RR would have won that match, then CSK had better chance of winning because of the run rate and everything. And RCB and CSK match become important because RR lost that match. If RR would have won that match, then again SRH would have 2 points less and SRH would have qualified on 15 rather than RCB qualifying on 14. So that was a very important match from that point of view. It changed the fate of all four teams in that particular ball. So Bhuvi just does Bhuvi things, and he's the most experienced bowler after very few bowlers who have more experience than him in IPL. In the last match, I would like to match the last league match, RCB versus CSK. It was a big game. Last match maybe of MS Dhoni. Last match maybe on the Bangalore. If they would have lost, they were out. If CSK lost, they were out. They basically had to lose more than 17 runs. And in the last over again, Yash Dayal, who got for 29 runs last year by Rinku Singh, was under the pump, and he defended those 2 balls 10 runs against Ravindra Jadeja. So we all saw the how RCB made an excellent comeback in the tournament. They won 6 matches on the trot and qualified. I think they have huge momentum going into the playoffs. I think they are one of the most dangerous teams now. Definitely think they can beat RR, and then we have to see from KKR and SRH who wins, and they may play. I think they RCB will qualify for the second eliminator. So let's see what happens in the playoffs. But these were my matches which I enjoyed the most, and I thought I would share with you guys also. So let me know how you like the videos, and in all these matches, which one is your favorite, or any other match you think is your favorite in this IPL. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.